Today, we have a special guest with us. Mr. Shiraz started his career actually from mobiling. What is the most key challenge the billing industry has to face?
We are having various challenges with the bare metal. You are having a network which is not supporting 5G. Your charging part is stuck to 4G only or 3G one. And the most exciting part is that AI and ML can improve over time, and this is the best way they can shine over it.
Hello, guys. A warm welcome from my side from Security Pulse. This is Taha Sajid. And thank you very much, first of all, for all your comments and feedback. We are proud to be the ranked #1 channel. That's a great achievement, for all of us, especially for the community that what we have. I'm really glad, doing this and thank you for all the amazing support that you guys have been. Today, we have a special guest with us, guys. Uh, Mr. Shiraz. He needs no introduction. I personally know him. When I started my career, he was my mentor initially, and he started his career actually from mobiling, if I'm right,
Yeah, that's right.
then he spent like good years in mobiling. He moved to the UAE where he joined at the Salat. He has been also a keen contributor in Ericsson Technologies, as well as he's doing now amazing things in overall telecom billing, like infrastructure applications, and he has been not only contributing to the professional like organizations, but also he has been actively contributing to the community as well to grow. So it's my pleasure to welcome you, Shiraz.
Thank you so much, Taha. Thank you for inviting me and giving me space to speak up. Thank you.
So, guys, today we know like we have been talking mainly on the security related topics, whether it's zero trust or AI security, and we have also covered some topics on the telecom core and the radio side. But what we have been missing, is to talk about how the billing works. And billing is everything. It's if you are, no matter how smart the technology is, no matter how robust and security your design is, but if you're not making money out of it, then you'll soon lose the solution that to spend on your solution. So this is something very important. So today we'll be talking everything about billing, that how the billing has evolved, what are the different challenges that the operators have faced, from 2G towards the 5G era, and what lessons learned we can get out of the 5G space, and we can take this to the 6G era. So this is what we'll be touching on in this podcast. So to start off, I want to touch briefly on your career trajectory, Shiraz. I know like you
Sure.
have started your career in like mobiling, and
Yeah,
then you have
sure.
evolved over the years. So tell me something about your journey, that some of the inspirational things which you want to share with our audience, that how you end up first of all like getting into this telecommunication like industry, and how you have evolved over the years, and what are some of the key turning points in your career.
So basically, Taha, introducing myself and pitching it up in front of your audience and everyone is this that during my times in 2008 9 when I graduated from university, Telco was having a boost. Like everywhere, it was, we came to know that this is the career and this is everything and all. So when passing out from university, I joined Mobilink Pakistan. It is one of the largest operator in Pakistan,
Mhm.
and they work on the charging systems. Earlier, it was like intelligent networking. It is a part of a core site, but
Mhm.
I started my career from there, and later on, after 4 years of working, I came to UAE. I joined Ericsson team, and they were serving charging system support for Etisalat. It is one of the largest operator in the Middle East region, and they opted for Ericsson products, and I was working for them. So I have seen the digital transformation of UAE and Etisalat. I've been part of that drive. I worked there, and later on after COVID, I joined Optiva Canada. It is a vendor actually. It's working on MVNOs, BSS product, and I'm happy with it. Whatever I'm doing right now, because shifting from operators to vendors and then operators again and then vendors. So telecom carrier is like this, but I'm happy in a sense that I am part of this thing which is changing the world. Actually, we are, working day night and all those things, and I can witness the transformation wherever I'm going. So this is the big thing that I assume myself as a contributor in this, and along with all my other colleagues, people like you, and I mean how telecom works. So highlighting the BSS area or charging part or intelligent networking. Thanks for bringing it up and giving us space to speak on this. Yeah. So right now I'm working for Optiva Canada, and I'm taking care. I'm part of a global support team. So
Nice.
basically, I'm managing a customer all around. Yeah,
Nice, nice, very good, very
yeah.
very inspirational. And just to touch on a bit on your on the domain that you work in charge in, right? So, what made you come, like first of all, in the billing and charging, domain? Because we have not seen like many people go into this domain. Like mainly we have like tons of RF and radio and core and security engineers. But why charging and billing?
Okay, so basically, charging it billing is the most important part for
Uh huh.
any of the operator, because whenever you are deploying infrastructures and you are coming up from the RF, then you are setting up MSCs, core, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But how the company will earn, like how the operator is getting profits, like
Okay.
what is the science and what is the algorithms, what is the logic. So there come up intelligent networking, or you can say, I mean, billing systems, charging system, provisioning systems. So
Okay.
they are all combined right now, and this is the main domain where company is getting or operator is getting profits. Like the thing is this: the every event which is coming and hitting the network, okay,
Okay.
it should be
Okay.
charged. Okay,
Okay.
so the charging part is, it's playing a vital role, and we are extracting so many reports, and management is taking care of the numerics, numbers, figures, whatever they are come up,
Mm-hmm.
and PHCAs and all those things. Plus, I mean, it's very close with the core end, and it's, marketing requirements are coming. You need to act on what offers, what promotions you need to deploy. Plus, there are various scenarios where charging is playing its part, and it's fun to work under this domain, and I like working here. I mean, it's extremely cool
Nice.
to do this. Yeah.
Nice, nice, very good.
Mm.
So it's mainly about the cost and making it valuable and productive for the operators to do their job, right? This is where the billing and charging comes in, and this is very well explained. So now in terms of if we look at the overall billing and charging evolution, started from bare metal to the cloud native networks and now to the public clouds, right? So what do you think as we see the evolution of billing? What do you think? What would be or what is the most uh, like key challenge that the billing industry has to face as they move around this trajectory?
A very good question. Like, I mean, uh, okay. So first of all, see, telecom is this domain in which you need to communicate, you need to connect, you need to innovate, and this is the space where it's keep on revolving. So thing is this: with the modernization of infrastructures and I mean modern market requirement. So basically it started from the bare metals, where I mean everything is coupled tightly, and there were some OS, there were some softwares, there were some hardwares which you need to deploy, and every application is running on the separate thing, and the costs were really high. Those time, I mean, it was the era of 3G, where these systems were working like this. And the thing is this: after this, when the bare metal part is over, then we came up with the VMs, and like we are having various challenges with the bare metal. Like it is having, I mean, in terms of cost, it was costly to manage it, plus vendor dependencies, plus everything you need to wait for the upgrades and
Yeah,
everything. It's a
yeah,
time taking thing. So long releases, for example, months, even years, like to upgrade those things and what. So basically, it's more dependent over the coupled hardwares rather than to ease the operator to do whatever they want, okay, and to cop up the market requirement. Later on, like when we come into the middle ground, that is virtualization. So what is virtualization? So basically, it's a better resource utilization, somewhere faster deployments, more flexible, but still dependent on underlying hardware and manual processes. So virtualized BSS were step forward, but there was something still lacking, right? Because I mean, by every day the things are changing with the modernment of applications and all those things where high developments are ongoing. So customer needs and wants are increasing. They are
Yeah,
expecting
yeah,
something.
yeah,
Okay. So then now it's cloud native BSS. So it's a simple definition that, I mean, we are not focused on the hardware anymore. We are not focused on the things which are stopping us to progress. This
hmm,
is the era of microservices. Each functions, like for example billing, customer management, is a standalone component that can be updated independently. For example, containers, Kubernetes, and all
yeah,
those things. It ensures us the fast deployments. Then we are having DevOps part, that is CI/CD, for the continuous integration and delivery, and features roll out in hours instead of months. Then we are much more focused on the APIs, like I mean for the seamless integration with external platform, because you for the charging system you need to integrate third parties and all those
yeah,
things,
yeah, yeah,
because it's very essential, like how you are giving and managing the spaces. Then one of the most important feature is like auto scaling, resource fixing, and all those things where you don't need anything. Okay, you don't need anything, and it can be discarded, or it can be auto scale according to the need and want. Resilience and fault tolerance, these are some of the factors which are, system is getting self-healing.
yeah,
Instead
yeah,
someone should go and troubleshoot and fix up and report to vendor, and they come up with some solution. So right now, customers are much more focused on the zero downtime. Zero downtime means like you don't need to lose anything.
yeah,
Correct.
yeah, true.
And then personalized customer experience, real-time offers, billing, and support. So these are some of the factors, the involvement and everything. And now looking ahead, if you are combining AI, 6G, and BSS, it will be a very powerful combo.
Talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
6G and AI machine learning. So,
I mean, anything which is paid up with AI, it can
yeah,
predict like customer churn out, auto healing billing issues, dynamically price services based on
yeah,
usage patterns, and all those things. So yeah, I mean, good time is still awaited, and
yeah,
I mean, I have seen from bare metal to virtualization and then cloud. So my career span is that thing that it is witness of all these changes, from
yeah,
legacy to modernization, and then I'm expecting it that more powerful thing is still awaited, which I told you that it will be a
yeah,
combination of BSS, 6G, and AI. Yeah,
yeah. So, a couple of things actually, you brought up very interesting points here.
yeah,
So, uh, BSS have evolved, and it is ready for the 6G. That is it, like that is the message what I'm hearing from you.
yeah.
So now talking about telcos of telcos adapting such cloud native platforms.
Mm,
When we talk about adaptation integration,
mm,
BSS has to integrate with core and the OSS
mm,
platforms, right, for it
yeah.
to work. So in that context, what do you think? What is the main architecture design changes that the core has to do in order to integrate with that next generation billing platform?
Okay. So basically, I mean, with the charging part,
Mhm.
it's always remain a dependency that how network tends going on. For
Mhm.
example, if your network is supporting 3G and you need a 4G one, I mean a charging or a location based things, and digitized charging and all those things. So thing is this, with interconnected network of stakeholders, like for example vendors, partners, and even customer. So basically, yeah, it is like something. For example, I will give you a practical example that uh, you are having a network which is not supporting 5G. Okay, so basically what is happening that your charging part is stuck to, like I mean, 4G only or 3G one, and like this.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
the thing is this, what you are asking is this, how the architecture consideration are essential for telcos looking to embrace this truly
Yeah,
cloud native
yeah.
lane. Yeah,
So
right?
here, just to add on something, what we have seen in my experience is that no matter what state of an art or what upgraded technology stack becomes, you have to come up with that similar patterns or similar designs in order for that
Yeah.
to.
Mm.
For example, if like this is my understanding, okay,
Yeah.
if for example if we are thinking that cloud native BSS platform will be more microservices in nature, so for that
Yes. So
we
starting
integrate
from
the
this point, microservices based architectures are more than welcome. Why? Because it's
yeah,
promote modularity, independent scaling, and faster updates.
yeah.
Right?
So for that to be integrated with the telco stack, for example, core or OSS platform, that has to support those interfaces, those
Oh,
APIs,
definitely. Yes.
those
Yes.
protocols. But the underlying factor is
Mm,
if the protocol coming from the telecom standards organization, for example, 3GPP,
mm.
if those are compatible and the network is cloud native, then I think the operators will be good. What do you
See,
think on this?
right now, I mean, if we can give a practical example, for example, ARs or VRs and all
Hmm.
those things, I mean, the gaming and all those things, they require, I mean, like minimum latency. With that
Hmm.
only they can operate.
Hmm.
So you need what? You need some container based things. You
Hmm.
need, I mean, low latency. You need, I mean, less downtimes. So this is what, I mean, you are supporting these things because now customer is very intelligent. I mean, they have also upgraded by time. So the thing is this, it's not about the call and messages and all those things now. It's about the digitization and how, I mean, market is expecting charging and billing to react.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah,
So
true.
it's a event driven and real time processing now, and
Yeah,
the main purpose is to reduce the latency and all those things. So yeah, you are right. Correct.
yeah. So just to follow up on on your last comment, that hey, for 6G we need a cloud native BSS as well as the
Hmm.
AI machine learning to go for the 6G journey. So picking up from there, let's say if I have to use a Gen AI stack
Hmm.
or a Gen AI based tool or
Hmm.
in my BSS workflow, uh, how do you like reimagine the BSS with the use of AI machine learning? And
Yes, it would be a
what are the
perfect
important,
combination.
yeah,
Yeah.
and what are the important use cases that you see? So we know, like, things can become smarter. We can do better dynamic pricing,
Hmm.
or maybe we can include fraud detection in, like, in terms of a dynamic pricing feature. uh,
Yeah.
like, what's your take on this, like the most
My
promising
take
use
is
cases?
simple that, for example, if telco gets this architecture rightly done, the result is a system that's not only, future ready for 5G or 6G, but it can be more, focused over IoT, self learner, faster, and more customer centric. So these are the things where AI and ML driven billing insights and automation is expected. And yeah, I mean, the architecture is very important where it is coming like cloud native billing architecture. It is
Yeah,
decoupled, scalable, real time, secure, automated, and there are various things also which can further be added. So this is the way, I mean, it can work upon. Yeah.
yeah, very good. Just to add on to this point, this is what I feel personally. Okay, we usually talk about the AI machine learning capabilities and integrations into the BSS platform, right? And come
Yeah.
up with some use cases which are mainly driven towards how it can help the operator.
Yeah.
But I look at it at a different way. For example, for the operators to make the best use of the AI machine learning,
Mm.
they need to more gear towards the user centric or what the user is experiencing. For example, if I'm a user, if I'm using a 5G or a 6G sim, I'm expecting to pay less out of my service. So I would need a service from BSS in which it can dynamically change my pricing based on my most searched app or most accessed app, in which, for example, if I'm using a streaming service more, and having if I'm being billed on that service more, then billing should tell me that, hey, this is the app which you are using more, or this is what you're using more, and I'll give you the package accordingly, which can reduce your monthly bill. So this way, just can think from that perspective, that how I can get that KPIs from the user, tune it into my network KPI, and get some function out of the like AI machine learning to enhance that capability. That would be more user centric approach, and that is how I'll introduce, let's say, an AI machine learning to my BSS workflow.
See, basically, I mean, this was the mysterious question I was expecting, that how you are thinking on this. So, first of all, instead of going to the end user, let
Mhm,
us consider how operator will be getting the benefit out of it.
mhm, mhm,
So, basically, I mean, if we can, summarize few of the points, it can be what you said, that personalized offer management,
mhm,
okay, which can come with the help of AI, machine learning,
mhm,
and it's a
mhm,
perfect use case also.
mhm,
Second thing is, what operator is getting, it's a churn prediction and retention. For example, if you can, when customer is going and risk of losing the customer, you can act upon, instead of the manual efforts. AI and ML can work on this. Third thing is this, like it can prevent billing anomaly, right? Because
mhm,
there are various complaints whenever customer end user is calling the call center. They are always come up with what complaints actually: the charging, billing, wrong this, the network is not getting connected. So these are some of the things. Then credit scoring and
mhm,
real time policy
mhm,
controlling,
mhm.
where ML models embeds in the charging engine, it can really act on these sort of
Yeah,
things. Plus,
yeah,
with the help of chatbots and cognitive billing assistant, your customer is smart now. It is not like this, that people are encouraging to adopt these things. For example, chatbots. So before this thing, AI or ML, how chatbots were there? There was no concept of chatbots.
yeah,
You need
yeah,
to, set up entire call centers and all those things. So these are some of the things. Like, one more thing which is very important. It's about dynamic pricing and real time offers. And then when I go to, like, your use case, what you said, for example, your entire week usage is something which is very less, but your weekend usage is very high. So why not that AI should come and help you out on this, and it can predict that, Taha, okay, take this package or take this thing, because your weekend usage is high. It
mm,
will be a, something which can be economical to you, and you don't
mm,
need to pay such thing.
mm.
So AI ML is not only benefiting the operators, but for the end users also. Because the thing
Yeah.
is this, yeah, happy customer means, you are
Happy
intact.
operators and happy and happy family. Okay,
So these are some
and
of
you
the things, yeah, which can help us help us, not in a sense, help end user also, operators also, and by passing time, there can be few more use cases which can also be added, which
yeah,
I said, like
one of
upsell
the
optimization, risk and revenue management, fraud risk, and everything you can embed in this. Yeah,
yeah, one of the stories I personally have to deal with is, this is actually, I'm not making up this, guys. Okay,
yeah, yeah,
so recently, I noticed that I've been charged twice for the same amount of service that I'm using. Okay.
yeah,
Uh, and when I tried to figure that out, that was happening since 6 months,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm taking the service from a tier one telecom operator, you know,
yeah,
and they're using all state of an art AI models and technologies and those things. But still, as a user, what I faced is the same service I was charged twice. Okay,
yeah,
like investigation happened, I raised a complaint.
yeah,
What they end up figuring out is that my home address, since there was two accounts under the same home address, although I'm using the same service, so it was an error at their end that my account was tied to two of, like, my address was tied to the two of the accounts. Okay, and that is why they are billing those two accounts separately.
yeah,
So my feeling is, if, let's say, if we are living in this world where we are using all sort of tech, if we can have an end-to-end visibility from the user perspective, that how the user is being billed
yeah,
to the actual dynamic pricing function which is responsible to bill that customer, if we can bring that all elements into one big architecture, in which I can have an end-to-end view that, hey, Mr. A is being built due to this thing, and this is how it's been built, right? If you can get those data points to get all those things, and have AI, tell us that, hey, where are the missing gaps? This way we'll be in a better position to check the customer, and to enhance the customer journey. Because
Yes,
see,
absolutely,
if I'm
absolutely.
an
Because
angry user,
this,
yeah,
yeah,
if
this is
I'm an angry
something which
customer,
you face.
yeah,
Yeah, please.
if I'm an angry customer, I may switch the service, right? Because the
Yeah.
experience that I was having. So this things needs to be also figured out in some way.
See, basically, yeah, the thing is this. This is what I told you previously, that these sort of things, it can be a manual mistake also, which is causing the customer to get angry and something. So basically, what is happening, that instead of billing for services, you are monetizing behaviors and context now. The thing
Mm,
is this,
mm,
the slogan is changed
mm,
completely.
mm,
Instead of detecting the problem, we should apply the preventive maintenance over this. And the most exciting part is that AI and ML can improve over time, and this is the best way they can shine over it.
yeah,
So
yeah,
these are some of the things, like you just shared your user experience. So it can be smartly handled. For example, I told you that, it can be a manual mistake or something like this, which
yeah,
is
yeah,
causing this
yeah,
mismatch.
yeah.
And yeah.
Okay, now moving on to the gears. I love, and I can't wait to have 6G now, because I'm done with 5G.
Yeah.
So now talking about 6G, uh,
Mm.
you know, you have experienced this all from the 1G era, to now the 5G. I know you look young, but
I'm
you
not
have
that much old of 1G and 2G.
all
I
that
started when 3G
experience
was
coming.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So now, if you have to pinpoint some of the lessons, some of the key lessons, what we have seen in the 5G era, to
yeah,
take this to the 6G playbook, what
yeah.
are some of those things which you want to pinpoint?
See, first of all, I will focus on the same thing, like zero latency, for example.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
because when 6G is coming, the expectation is really high, because AR, VR, and all those gamings and all those things are coming. So
Mm-hmm.
they are truly relying on this zero latency. Like, you don't need to cause latency on this.
Mm-hmm.
Then contextual communication is there, from raw data throughput, values of information, data relevance. These are some of the cases. And
Mm-hmm.
then AI native network 6G won't just take AI; it will be designed around it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's not something that you can bring AI on it. 6G is totally actually on this. So
Yeah.
this is the thing people should understand. Plus, six, like from the network point of view, 6G, we are not expecting 6G to be blur. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
if you are talking about the lesson learned, then we are having, like, your main work is on the security. Then I must say trust, identity, sovereignty. These are some of the things which will come. And cloud native BSS wasn't optimal, it was foundational. For example, in 4G, so
Mm-hmm.
5G exposed legacy BSS as a bottleneck. Okay, it is
Mm-hmm.
not something. So there is an era of improvement every time, like real time
Yeah.
charging
Yeah.
slices or APIs, rapid service provisioning, which is expected. Because, for example, we want to opt some service, and we shouldn't be waiting for anything. It's something we should be welcoming. Then
Yeah.
partner onboarding, and there are various
Yeah.
aspects that, 6G will be beneficial. Yeah,
Two of the use cases which I really like, to be improved on 6G is, one is the zero touch provisioning, in
yeah,
which I can just, within a click, when somebody give me an order, that should be provisioned end to end. For example, in the core, if you have to provision a subscriber, if the subscriber needs to be notified, he needs to be notified. If his service needs to be like turned on, that has to be done. So whatever the small steps are in the customer provisioning journey, that should be automated end to end. That is one. uh,
huh,
uh, and second is in terms of the like partner onboarding. You mentioned a very good point about
yeah.
partner onboarding, because we have CDS coming in from roaming. We have different wholesale customers, wholesale
Just want to
partners.
add one thing, like partner onboarding, in a sense that it's all about the applications right
Mm,
now that are
mm,
available, or So if customer is expecting this to be functional for him or to, as a usage, so how you will onboard those partners, right?
Yeah.
So this is the main thing which you just extracted. So it is not a spreadsheet, right? It is something
Yeah.
you are giving space within the space. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. Right.
Okay. Now, moving on from AI, machine learning to 6G now,
Yeah.
in terms of the skills and resources needed, So,
Mm,
it's all good that when we are going in a conference or
mm,
when we are meeting the board, or when we are doing a TED talk in Telecom, we talk about all those fleshy things, right? But the important thing is also the humans and the resources still, who will be operating these high tech systems. Okay,
yeah.
be exposed to these bundles of data sets, right?
Yeah.
So, in terms of the application owners, resources, and skill set needed, uh, where do you see the gaps? That is one. Secondly, if you have to set up the whole BSS organization to be
Mm.
ready for 6G, what are some of the recommendations you will give to us?
So, okay. First of all, the thing is this, like if we adopt the approach of B2B or B2C, right? It's business to business, business to
Mhm.
consumer, business to customer, like this. So, if you are opening AI native services, so you are incorporating them correctly, right?
Okay.
Okay. So, because it's all about, how you are binding the businesses then, right?
Mhm.
So, the thing is this, we we are expecting is this, that now it is not a event based thing that charging system are handling. It is something which is experience based billing. In 6G you won't
Mhm.
always have clear discrete usage events
Mhm.
like minutes or megabyte. Okay,
Mhm.
then we are having a billing shift, for example, move from charging per action to charging per outcome of
Mhm.
experience. It's all
Mhm.
about like you are giving the tiers to the end user: bronze, silver, gold, AR layers, like this. And then continuous context aware charging. And there are some of the things like hyper automated systems, monetizations, and all those things. Traditional badge rating won't cut out. So these are few of the things I think which can be go along with the 6G, right?
Got it. Got it. And talking about operators and cloud native BSS,
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of pitches where they are talking about cloud native platform,
Mm.
cloud native BSS, and AI powered billing, all
Yeah.
those flashy words.
Yeah.
So if I'm an operator, if I have to onboard a cloud native BSS platform, is
Yeah.
there any specific ROI or a KPI that I should be looking into? Because like generally, everybody's pitching about TCO reduction.
Mm.
That hey, you can monetize with while having our BSS, you can monetize your services even better.
Mm.
So, what are some of the KPIs if you have to put it like this, and if you have to guide your product team and business team that hey, when you get
Okay.
a
So
vendor,
okay.
this is some of the thing you need to look into. What are some of those things?
Okay. Very good question. Uh, actually, yeah. So the thing is this: at any time, we need TCO reduction, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And we should focus on certain KPIs over which we can set a few of the parameters.
Hmm.
So the thing is this: for example, what I can see is this: how can I increase, usage and diverse revenue plus network as a service revenue via APIs and B2B slicing models. Plus, we can have how will this make me operationally linear, smarter. These are some of the KPIs you can set. AI ops efficiency gains, because now it's not about that you should wait. For example, you are launching some service. Okay, you don't need to wait for a longer time. It's like plug and play sort of thing, which will be in the market or which is already working. CI/CD throughputs. There are some of the KPIs where you need to balance capex and operational cost. Okay, especially moving to SaaS billing models, you need to make sure of this. Then pilot to scale metrics, There are some of the things. Then
mm,
how the disaster should work, disaster recoveries and all those things. SLAs, uptime, real time personalization. So
yeah,
there are some of the important metrics which should be in consideration. Cloud native BSS ROI, then total cost of ownership. This should be, by passing time, operators are much more focused that how to
yeah,
reduce this cost, but we should not reduce the quality, right?
true.
Low cost,
There
you
are,
should come up with the vibrant models or something which is very much adaptive, right?
yeah, yeah. There are three KPIs which I like personally. I would
Yeah,
like to put some light on this. Uh, so as an operator, because I'm fortunate enough to be working, I've worked with different operators.
yeah,
Right? What I really want to see is one, the agility of a platform, meaning how you can quickly integrate your platform to my existing ecosystem, you know,
yeah,
my
correct.
infrastructure, how quickly you can develop those services, right? This is number two. Third is in terms of my customer experience, how much the customer churn rate has decreased, and expected to decrease with with my platform, right? In terms of the revenue growth, what in your experience, in your, for example, like integrations or like success stories, what growth rate that you have experienced, right? So these are some of the things, but it is mainly related to the platform. That is one, and second to the customer, right? And that is how I'll get the revenue. So if the operators are thinking on those terms, they will definitely get the best use of their vendors.
So the thing is this, in a cloud native BSS context, ROIs typically relies through, operational savings,
Hmm.
revenue accelerations, churn reduction,
Hmm.
increase ARP use. And then if you are talking about rate ROIs, so we cannot figure it out like this. We need to give it a time. Like it's a short term,
Yeah,
what we
true,
expect
true,
in 6 to 12 months, for
true.
example, then it's a long term ROI, which should be in the years. And then what is the strategy for the long term, like how you are, gaining
Yeah,
it. So
yeah,
we cannot, you need to give it a time, a certain time frame. I mean, what you are expecting for the ROIs and
true.
ability to offer network as a service or partner based bundling, for example. So data monetization from inside and predictive analytics, so these are some of the things over which you can capture like ROI sort of things. For you need to give it 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, 6 to 12, like this. So it's not about this thing that and one more thing, that for example, if you have upgraded something, if you just pitch something in the market, how much time it needed to roll it back, for example,
Yeah,
if it's causing
yeah,
a problem. So either it's affecting your ROIs or not. So the thing is this, you should be prepared in either way, that how you will figure it out by giving a certain time frame.
true. And two things or two use cases I would say that really inspires me
Hmm.
to look for the changes of the 6 CBSs.
Yeah,
One is how quickly we can, onboard the partners in terms of, for example, if we have to enable an MVNO, right?
yeah.
How quickly I can get him enabled, and how much I'm doing in terms of my B2B 2X monetization, in terms of setting up a developer community, to work on my API side. So something of that nature that can increase the value for my business.
So right now you are in USA, right? you
Mhm.
you can see, I mean, a lot of MVNOs are launching.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
So, what is giving them the power? What is giving them the confidence? For example, because deploying infrastructure and investing in all those things, it's a
Mhm.
lengthy procedure. Okay, so it's very easy right now. And for example, I mean, my company is Optiva. Okay,
Mhm.
so they are also turning your MVNOs power up in lesser time.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
so the thing is this, now you don't have to wait for longer periods and all those things.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
something that if you think, you prepare, you discuss, and you launch.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
true.
And there are other things also which you asked, like I mean, previously what you asked related to ROIs and all those things. So this is billing accuracy, reconciliation time, latency,
Yeah,
cloud
yeah.
platform metrics, CI/CD. There are various things. API latencies, final thought, like everything is, it's something that you should consider, that what metrics you are setting for yourself.
Yeah.
There are various number of things, correct?
Moving on, Shiraz, we are now moving to our last segment, in which we discuss some of the key skills which you think are important uh,
Yeah,
of people like getting into wants to get into the BSS platform. One,
yeah,
and the people who are already having who are
yeah,
already in a billing and charging domain. If they
yeah.
wants to gain some skills which can help them in their career, leading up towards 60. What are the some or what are some of the important skills you think the industry professionals should gain in order to upskill themselves in this field?
One more time, a very good question. I mean, you have. Okay, so
Okay,
first of all,
we ask
instead
you.
of going into the skills, first of all, you should set this mindset. Okay, this is first thing that you will get the inertia from it. Like, think beyond the network. Something like this. I mean, you need to develop this mindset first of all. Like, you need to have the sense that instead of, you are not, architect of a network now. You are architect of a platform. So this is the mindset you should focus on. And there are various things. For example, for example, I was telco engineer. Okay, so how I can be a tech visionary? So instead of, network design, radio planning, traditional OSBSS, and everything. Now I have to jump on AI native, software defined things, platform centric thinking,
Mm, mm,
and these
mm.
are the things. And then you need to understand the business. For example, becoming fluent in business and tech. So before, engineers were building and business were getting sold. Now everyone must speak both. Okay,
Yeah, true, true.
then next gen leaders need to do what? They need to understand monetization models, subscription versus the outcomes. And for example, like, I mean, you know I can give you example that, for example, QS as a service or API exposure,
Mm,
like you should understand these sort of things. So build ecosystem and think over it. How can it be a win-win situation? And then develop a product mindset. What I said you, that you are no more, it is not required to be, architect of a network. You should be
yeah,
architect of a platform now.
yeah,
So
true.
these are
That's true.
some of the things, and you should learn a few of the skills of AI.
Yeah,
And I mean, you can be functional in a better way.
yeah.
Yeah,
There's one important point I want to add on what you said, which is look at the business side of the things. For
yeah,
example, how the business is making money or how the
yeah,
business is running, and invest yourself into those things which makes the business go well, right?
yeah,
For example, network automation.
yeah,
That is one of the skills which you need to have it if
yeah,
you need to upgrade yourself, because every business needs automation.
mm,
Okay, that is
yeah,
the fundamental thing. And secondly, we see you have to also consider the tools which you have to learn in order to learn the automation, to learn the smart intelligence thing and the cloud native
yeah,
platforms. So think about this as an stack, that what you have to learn through. One is the
yeah,
infrastructure stack, which
yeah,
is the cloud native,
mm,
like the microservices, all those things that comes in the cloud infrastructure.
mm,
A second is the platform layer, which is the virtualization stack, right? So you have to be
mm,
good in the OpenShift, right? EKS,
yeah,
all those platform layers which can enable the virtualization things for you.
yeah,
And one which is the top layer, which is the application part. This is where the charging and billing application comes. So you have to be good in AI machine learning capabilities, like the tool sets, like that, like the integration part of it, how those tools services of the application can be integrated to the platform and to the infrastructure layer. So as you will go to that ladder, you'll see things will be improving, and you can also be upgrading yourself.
now I mean, I what I respond on this question is this thing, that you don't need to build with others,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
So if you are investing your time correctly in the modern technologies and you are learning these things, because technology is not this thing which should be, you should remain static on a single thing. Okay.
True.
So my thing is simple, that you should be, not working for the outputs. You should be working for the outcomes. Yeah.
Nice. Well said.
Yeah.
Well said. I think
Yeah.
with this note, working for the outcomes, not for
Yeah.
the out. Very
Yeah.
well said. And I'll take
Yeah.
this as my key takeaway from this. So it's been great having you, Shiraz. Your insights, your knowledge, is very beneficial to our audience. And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
we wish you all the best. And I know like Optiva is doing like amazing things as well. So we'll
Yeah.
keep an eye on that as well. And please feel keep sharing your like insights with the industry and help the community to grow. We all need it.
Yeah. Before closing of this podcast, or I mean, soft words with you, thank you for sparing your time and giving me this opportunity to speak up. This was something which has never been spoken, and you are the pioneer in bringing this BSS intelligent network things into the podcast and everything. But there's a advice which was given to me by, my senior management is this. Maybe, I can share it with you. They said that if you are the smart person in the room, so you are in the wrong room. Okay. So the thing is this: you should be, better focus on the opportunities and try to learn, try to change yourself every day, try to adopt new things. What's going on? It's not about you are inputting anything and you are getting the output.
Mhm.
Now the market needs and wants have changed. You need to understand the business fully. You need to come up what technologies is coming up, and how, because these are something like, with the advent of AI and all those things, you are having a fintech market. It's a very big domain. So these are other things which we can separately talk on, but you can understand there are other spaces
Yeah.
also which are
Yeah.
very wide side on this. Yeah.
No, no, wonderful. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you, Shiraz, again. So all of you listeners, thank you for tuning in, and it's been great, like discussing this topic. And please feel free to leave your comments, your feedback on how did you think about our show today. Any new thoughts and new topics you want us to discuss, feel free to leave that also on comments. It's me, Taha Sajid, signing off from Xecurity Pulse. Until next time, take a very good care of yourself and stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Taha. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.